Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Simply Michelle. Happy to have you. And I have been reading the book called The Promise, written by moi, of course. And I see that you have been enjoying the story. Yes. Thank you for the support to all my returning subscribers. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. And without itching, let's get right into the story. Tessa and Roe had confirmed Ben's suspicion. Soon after she announced to him, Tessa and Roe had confirmed Ben's suspicion. Soon after she answered him, his legs gave way. Tessa helped Ben to take a seat to regain his equilibrium. "Miss Allen, are you all right?" asked Tessa. Ben looked confused, trying to ascertain what had just happened. I'll be fine. Am I hearing you correctly, Mrs. Rowe?" asked Ben. "You can call me Tessa." "Yes, Mr. Allen," she said. "Call me Ben." "Do you know someone similar with the name to my dad?" she asked. "Yes, that was the name of my late father. He passed away when I was a child, also my mom." "Do you have a pic of your dad?" asked Ben. "No, I don't. But I know he was living in the village with his wife after he and my mom had me. However, the description my mom gave me of my dad is the exact image of you. When I first entered to greet both you and your wife, I thought I had seen a ghost due to the fact that you look so much alike. It still freaks me out," said Tessa. "So which village did your mom mention that your dad was from?" asked Ben. "Ohio, Granville to be exact. Before it was so popular and developed, of course," explained Tessa. Ben covered his mouth in disbelief. "This is too much for coincidence. You know, right?" "You know what, Tessa? As you know already, my wife and I were leaving today to go back to Boston as we speak. Therefore, if it's okay with you, I will leave my number with you as I take yours. We definitely need to get to the bottom of this to ascertain whether or not we are related. Can you imagine? We could be very well siblings," said Ben with a smile. Tessa nodded her head in excitement and said, "I don't mind giving my number or even a lock of my hair and a swab," expressed Tessa. "That way you can do the test and let me know the results if you have the time," asked Tessa. "I have 5 minutes before we have to head out to the airport. Thank you for suggesting or even being so willing to get this done, Tessa," he said. "Come this way. We have an emergency kit with us here at the hotel, so we can get this sorted," said Tessa. Tessa looked over at her husband, smiled and squeezed his hand. Soon after, Ben completed the test and Tessa. They said their goodbyes and headed for the airport. After several hours in the air, the happy couple have finally reached their home. Stop there, my love. I want to take you over the threshold, expressed Ben, and scoop up his wife in his arms. Tessa reached for the keys in his pocket. I got it, babe, I got it, she said as the door pushed open. Good girl, he said, and kissed her softly on the forehead. Well, come home, my baby. Do you know how long I've waited to say those words? He asked. I can imagine, my love. Do you need any refreshments? She asked. Right now, all I'm yearning for is you, expressed Ben, with a mysterious look in his eyes. How about I run a bath for us both? To freshen up? She replied. Sounds like fun, he said, flapping his feet like a young child. Tessa looked at him and smiled. Here, said Ben, and stretched forth his hands for her to undress him. You need to step out of those shorts, she requested, as Ben complied and stepped into the tub. Soon after, she joined him. What do you think about the whole ordeal with Tessa? Asked Ben, as he sponged water to Tessa's back and shoulders. Honestly, I can see the striking resemblance between you two. I think she's definitely your sister, expressed Tessa. I see it too. However, I'm not going to get excited. I'll be going into the lab first thing tomorrow. I can't afford to get excited before I'm sure I don't want to set myself up for failure, he said. I know you want to get it over with, my love. Nevertheless, tomorrow is Sunday. You do know, right? Said Tessa. Oh my goodness. It totally slipped my mind. Well, I will touch base with my mom and dad to see if they knew anything about this. In the morning, of course. I need to spend some relaxing time with you, my love, in our matrimonial home for the first time, tickled Ben as Tessa twirled about in the tub, not being able to stay still under Ben's teeth. She quickly surrendered. After a few minutes, it was the most comforting feeling she could ever imagine as he helped her to blow dry her hair and brushed it. He felt so warm as his hand and powerful muscles moved up and down her back. Each move he made to comb and brush her hair. All of a sudden, she felt his hard, strong manhood pressed into her upper thigh as his fingers began to comb through her soft hair. What are you trying to do to me? She asked. She gasped as he moved his elegantly tall fingers in a particular cruel motion. Then suddenly it became impossible for her to think straight. She began to think how completely rude and naughty this was. However, she didn't want him to stop at all. Ben turned around, capturing her lips with his. Do you want anything in particular? Any special request? He asked. I want... she stuttered. Oh. She further exclaimed. Like what? Like that. Or like this, he murmured against her ear. I am not sure as to what I want. She managed to breathe, barely audible. Well, I do, he said, moving to her ear, nibbling softly on her lube. I know exactly what it is you want, my love. Trust me. Then she offered herself in complete surrender. At the sound of his voice, merely by the words, trust me, to him, something about that statement made Tessa relax and combust. Oh, Ben, oh, my darling, she exclaimed with a low and tender voice. Ben smiled slowly like a fox. I told you I know what you wanted, he said, pleased with himself. Soon after Tessa began to move, he gritted his teeth to maintain control. But it was too late. Tessa, Tessa, he conceded, repeating her name while she was busy wiggling and squeaking beneath him. It built his own madness and drove him wild. He wasn't strong enough. He could not hold off any longer. Tessa, her fingers bite into his back and nails grip into his skin. Nevertheless, it didn't matter. All he knew was that he had to help her find her release. Oh, Jesus! She cried as she convulsed beneath him. Finally, for the love of Christ! Oh! He exploded. He could not stop shaking. Then, in an instant, he collapsed, unable to move for a few seconds. And how do you feel? He asked. Fine, answered Tessa. Actually, I'm feeling great. How about you? She asked. I am excellent. Thanks to you, my sweet love, he said and wrapped her in his arms. A few minutes later, Tessa turned to look at the clock on the wall of their bedroom. Are you going somewhere? Asked Ben. No, I'm not. I have a few calls I need to make, that's all, she said. Can't they wait until tomorrow? He asked. Yes, I guess. It could. What, Mr. Allen? You can't get enough of me? Teased Tessa. No, I can't, and I'm not ashamed to own it, he said, as he threw warm kisses on her neck. Stay still, woman. He tickled and kissed her for her punishment for running away from him, or so it seems. Tessa could not stop laughing hysterically. Suddenly her stomach rolled. It's time to get you something to eat, said Ben. I can help you. Let me freshen up then return, she said. Ben turned around, looked at her. It took Tessa by surprise, not expecting him. She came out of Ben. She came out of her clothes, stark naked, and walked right into bed. She drummed, Still have not gotten used to seeing you in all your glory, Mrs. Allen, said Ben, as he leaned down and kissed her bosom in turn. If you keep this up, my love, we will die of starvation, giggled Tessa. It's not my fault. You are so darn gorgeous and captivating. Your scent is so pulling. It's hard to resist you. And frankly, I don't want to. You are my personal jewel. You are all mine, my wife. All right. I will bear that in mind, Mr. Allen. Can I go in peace now and freshen up? Said Tessa, smiling from ear to ear. You are free to go, my love, said Ben in a bowing gesture. Tessa dropped her towel and walked away, swaying her hips as if she's walking on cloud nine as she strut before her husband. Giggled Ben and threw his hands in the air. Now, who is being provoking? Asked Ben. You started it, yelled Tessa, laughing. It's okay. I will catch you later, Mrs. Allen, said Ben, smiling. 15 minutes later, Tessa returned to help her husband in the kitchen. Ben was standing in the doorway with one rose held in his mouth and his hands folded into a fist stretched forward. Come on, choose one, instructed Ben. She looked at him puzzled. I'm at a loss. What game are we playing? She asked. Whatever hand you choose is what we will be doing next, Ben explained. What are the options? She asked. 1. Watching a movie of your choice. 2. We eat something, then cuddle up in bed, talk until we get tired, and pick up where we left off earlier. What do you say? Said Ben, winking one eye at his wife. Or we can just scrap the movie totally, she expressed. He looked quizzically at her, his mouth twitches into a smile as he nodded his head and handed her the red rose. They turned the corner and she saw why he was staring at her with that knowing smile. Her cheeks rose red as she took a deep breath. Your dinner is served, Mrs. Allen, he said. Oh, thank you. Startled Tessa. What? When? How? She asked, feeling confused. I asked my parents to help, so they did. Do you like it? Yes, I love it, said Tessa. She hugged and kissed him in approval as she entered the dining room. The large portrait of both Mr. and Mrs. Allen standing, embracing each other on their wedding day, smiling, has brought back fresh memories to Tessa that she will not be able to forget for the next 1,000 years to come. Ben has set the table for two, while the elegant, perfectly placed portrait above that graced the room from all angles, all brand new furniture, gorgeously placed, from sofas to dining set, coffee table, TV, vase, and all. It's all looking like a brand new home. Even though, technically, it kinda was for Tessa. But truly, they both have excellent parents that love them dearly. What inch television is that? She asked. It is a 90-inch. With a surrounding system, of course. It's with a surrounding system. Of course, the only thing that had caused that, paused Tessa while Ben stopped, looked, and listened. Must be sports nights, said Tessa. Football, of course, she said with a knowing look. Yes, you are correct, smiled Ben. Come on and eat something, my love. Don't allow the food to get cold. I cooked the mac and cheese from scratch. Also, steamed veggies. However, the fried chicken was all my mom. I just heated it, and the soursop juice and your favorite carrot juice was also my mom's doing. She prepared some food, and other things and left in the refrigerator for us. So when we get back today, maybe we didn't have any heavy load to lift. Your mom, she's so considerate. It's really beautiful that you have started to acknowledge the Joneses as your parents. I can see how much it means to them. It's long overdue. How much you mean to them, she said. It's long overdue. However, I have always acknowledged them as my parents. It just took me a while to say it out loud, explained Ben. Yes, I get it, said Tessa. Thank you for dinner, my love. I appreciate it, said Tessa. You are most welcome. However, eat up, Tessa, said Ben gently. You are going to need your strength for what I have planned for you. Is that so? Answered Tessa in a cheeky voice. I have eaten half of the food on my plate. There is absolutely no way I can eat anymore, she expressed. He looked at her impulsively, not saying a word, then glanced at his timepiece. I am really full, said Tessa, taking a sip of her irresistible carrot juice. Are you going somewhere? You keep checking your watch, Mr. Allen. No, I'm not. Just waiting for you to finish. We have a busy day tomorrow. Just want to spend some quality time with you before I close my eyes, he expressed. All right. I will clean up here, expressed Tessa. You go and freshen up until I come, huh? She said. Quality time, my foot. I know what you're up to, Mr. Allen. But don't worry, I got you, whispered Tessa under her breath. What was that? Yelled Ben. Never mind. Just say go and come. I'm waiting. Thank you, my love, he said and left the room. Ring, ring, went off Tessa's phone. Hello? Hey, yes, Ash. Really, Tessa? Do you know what time it is? How come you guys didn't call to let me know you reach? All right. Eh? You didn't even take up the phone to bother to say, hey, Ashley, we reach home. And have us here worried back in Jamaica, said Ashley in her patois. I'm sorry, Ash. We got home. And then another thing led to another. I was planning on calling you, honestly, said Tessa. Yes, man. Nothing more than you and Ben going at it like rabbits. Why are you so busy? Just own it up, man. I know all that you are married now, but how long does it take to make a phone call? Said Ashley in her Jamaican patois, and Tessa was bursting up in laughter. Ash, calm down. Truly, Ashley, you are something else. When you are angry, LOL, I just can't. I said I'm sorry, did I not? Said Tessa. Since when does sorry makes everything feel better? Now that you are married, try your best, don't leave us behind. Ashley stopped abruptly. and sighed. I love you, Tess. I just miss you already. And for some strange reason, I feel like I'm losing my best friend and I am scared, expressed Ashley. Ash, you know I love you. Yes? I might meet some new friends, maybe they're married, but I will never leave you and Jules behind. So what's the real issue here? Why are you scared? What are you scared of? Did something happen? Inquired Tessa. You always see through me, Tess. I love Samuel. However, I am scared even though he is not. I am scared even though he said not to worry about leaving Jamaica. I can't ask him to leave his life in America to live here. And this long distance relationship, truly, it's driving me crazy, man, said Ashley as she tipped in her Jamaican language. How the heck am I going to wait until both of us complete residency? Expressed Ashley. How about you share your concerns with Sam? After all, he is a person who will be able to answer your questions. Also, you may realize he do not have an issue with relocating to live with you in Jamaica. The most important thing is where you both are together will be your home. There are some things that will just have to work itself out. Once it's the will of the Most High God. Come on, Ash, I don't want to preach, but for you both to be together, and it's the will of God, nothing and no one will be able to stop it. Just trust the process, Ash. Encourage Tessa. You see what I'm saying? What could I do? What would I or could I do without you, girl? Expressed Ashley. Okay, thank you. Give my love to your hubby. Continue to have fun. Pay no attention to me when I mention about you two going like rabbits. And love you both. Bye, said Ashley and hung up the call. Tessa looked at the phone and smiled. Ashley. 30 minutes later. Ben, you will never guess who called not too long ago. Where is Ben? Oh my God, you've startled me. Before Tessa could finish her statement, Ben came behind her, instructing her not to move. He placed his tie over her eyes gently, blindfolding her. Oh, what is this? What is the name of this game? She beamed with excitement. It's called sensory deprivation. It's called sensory deprivation, explained Ben. Ooh, all right, I see you, whispered Tessa. So that's what we're doing? She asked, feeling intrigued. I'm glad you like it, Mrs. Allen. Now be a good girl and do as I say, said Ben in a gentle tone. Ben being bossy in his charge made her smile. She struggled with holding still. Tessa, for this to work, you have to stay steady and be serious. Okay, I'm serious now. Go ahead. Do your thing, said Tessa with a smile. Oh my God, said Ben. All right, I'm ready. Go ahead, said Tessa. And he tightened the blindfold over her eyes. My beautiful people, we have come to the end Another reading of a story. What are we going to do with Tessa and Ben? When will they get enough of each other? Anyway, let us not hate on the happy couple. They're newlyweds still, nevertheless, still exploring and discovering and going at it at rabbits, enjoying each other. Anyway, you over there, what is hindering you? You have been here first, second, and third, fourth, fifth time, and you still have not subscribed yet. What are you waiting for? Leroy, Denise, Camille, yes, Ashley, Sandra, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. It's been a while. Come on, man, you know you're enjoying the stories. So, continue to watch, subscribe if you have not done so as yet, and like up the videos and share with your friends. And thank you for being here. So, as I always say, Philippians 4 verse 13, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. So whatever you find to do today, do it to the best of your ability. Bye bye.